Hello, this is Gabe from GabeSGoneGaming, back again today with some more SnowRunner. I'm basically just going to go through, most likely hit up Smithville Dam. I'm going to just kind of be quiet on this one, see how that goes, but I'm going to try getting some watchtowers and stuff, get those unlocked on that side. Otherwise, I'm going to aim for some upgrades and any clearing out of road blockages. I do know there's at least one I have to deal with, if I remember correctly. It should be right next to the garage. I do not remember if there's more than one, though. So, we will find out. On a different note, I'm going to get the Kodiak back to the garage. This one I might just repair, get that done with. So, we'll see. Otherwise, the Scout 800's back there, and then the GMC is there. Both of those I'm going to be hauling over to the other map, but I'm going to do that through the garage itself. So, with that, I'm going to get to it. Okay, so it looks like I'm having some weird USB issues going on. So I'm going to temporarily stop this recording. But as you can see, I was moving some stuff around really quick. So I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes after I do a full system restart, see if that resolves the issue, but everything keeps connecting and disconnecting. I believe I recorded the weird pausing and stuff. I don't think it caught the Windows ding when you plug in and unplug USBs, though, but basically everything is just restarting itself. So, we'll see. If anyone does know what's going on, though, please tell me. I'd like to know. All right, I am back. So, I know I said this is kind of a unedited playthrough, edit later. I am planning on merging the previous attempt that had all of my issues with this one here. Just so that way, you know, I'm not actually done with the sessions, but it's all connected. So, I should resume exactly where I was in the garage. From there, I'm just going to keep on going. Let's see, what was I doing again? Been a few minutes. Let's see. Since I'm here, right. I double checked this, the 47s on the GMC, and apparently it looks like there was a patch a while back since I've last played where they made it to where you have to have the race suspension for the 47s. So, sad face on that one. Still need that. Keep that. Good. I have not found you yet. I think that's in the next map, but I'm not 100% sure. That one is in Kola Peninsula. I am heavily debating about going there to snag the F750. And okay, that one's just a rank 6 thing. I was questioning that for a second. Yeah, they grabbed the F750 and the upgrades needed to do this. Although the F750 is basically useless without its upgrades, especially the engine. Alright, I'm not going to change anything on this. Let me just double check and see. That's fine. Yes on that. That's fine for now. Don't need it. I do like these ones, but I'm not going to use them. Let's see. I like them in terms of looks, but not in terms of how they function. So. No. Again, I wish these starter trucks. Not sure. I barely have enough money to do one recovery, so. Let's see. All right. Kodiak can be stored away for now. Fleet Star. High and low saddle. I think I'm going to snag. Yeah, that's what I'll do. This. Come off. And go on to you. That is mainly because the GMC needs at least diff lock. Once I have diff lock, I plan on using it more. You probably noticed that I forgot I already grabbed this trailer. So, basically, I'm going to shift from right here to getting this one trailer back over to the other map. Then that one. Have to be careful because these fuel trailers are not exactly the best for towing, like, at all. Just the same, those service trailers aren't very good either. Those are probably the only two things that I'm going to drag over for now to the second map. Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but for some reason I had a whole bunch of disconnecting and reconnecting USB issues, and my stuff all goes through a powered USB hub, so I'm like, one goes down, they all go down, but even the stuff not plugged into the hub was going down. So I'm not sure. Again, if anyone happens to have an idea, let me know. I have a couple ideas on what I think it could be, but I'm not 100% sure. But basically, my theory is I'm maxing out the USB controller, which would not be surprising. So, make sure I'm not gonna wreck that trailer. Ooh. I say that and I immediately damage myself. That would be that one doing whatever it wants. And, there we go. Alright, if I make it through here with no issues, I'm just gonna hurry up and get through the map and drop this off. I'm gonna double check my location for the road blockage. Now that I think about it, I think there's one more I have to do, and that's to get to the CK-1500. That's more optional in that case, but it is on my list of stuff I have to do. I have to check and see. Anyway, with that, I'm going to go back to being quiet again. I apologize for the random camera movement, though. But once I am there, I will be back. Continue. Alright. Not my plan. And probably not the script you guys were expecting. But highly probable. Nope. So, the only real way to get that done is to switch these. Alright. We don't want to flip. And catch you. Okay, goes to show I don't remember how this works. Because I just realized that there's a much better attachment point on this one than on the fuel. There we go. So a bit of a reminder, it's been at least 6 months since I've last properly played SnowRunner. Not counting the recent recordings I've been doing. There we go. I don't remember there being a rear winch point right smack dead in the center on that. And that's fine. Alright, with that, back to smooth sailing, hopefully. And if something happens, I will be back again. Otherwise, I will be back when I finish dropping these off and getting the beginning of the 2 road clearing missions done. Alright. It occurred to me, I said I will be back when I am basically done with these. What I meant to say was I start these. This is the first one. Let's see. Pick up from the service hub. Looks like just service spare parts. Seems good to me. Accept, start, and we will begin. My goal was to use the Scout trailer for this, but I happen to be here with this one right this second. And I'm not sure if I have enough money to buy the engine upgrade for the Scout 800, so until I either do, find something else, or my most feasible option is to buy the Loadstar, is to basically just use this for a couple of these. Alright. And that'll be 300. You'll start going again. Looks like my USB issue from earlier is done. So I have to keep that in mind. If things start going weird or wonky, I should restart. But then again, I probably should just restart my system right before I start recording anyway. It'll be hopefully one of those anti-troubleshooting requirement methods, or whatever you want to call it. Preemptive maintenance, so to speak. So, I know you're here for SnowRunner, but you're getting computers. So, and place. That's helpful. Next is this way. We want to go this way next. We're going back down. Specifically, we're going to that gas station. So, we're gonna refill, double check the other direction that has the Scout 800, and then proceed from there. So my usual go-to, ironically enough, is the CK... I said Scout 800, didn't I? Goes to show I'm tired. So basically, the CK 1500 is my go-to vehicle for basically any level of scouting or going to a new region. Especially since they added in the extra fuel and repair parts. I wish they would have updated the roof rack to it, both of them. But sadly, they did not. So. And then we want this. Spending more money. I'm just gonna follow this little road right here and make a turn. Now, I have done it before. It was kind of a pain, but if I remember right... Yeah, I do remember right. You can drive that CK 1500 out. It's just a pain. Because the transmission is damaged. Which means it slips. So, if you have some bad luck, it will slip and you'll run out of gas. Or if you're lucky, you'll be able to drive the whole thing start to finish all the way out. Otherwise, you just have to put some extra gas in the tank. I do not currently have low gear. Well, I have low gear, but I do not have the off-road gearbox, which this truck, in my opinion, heavily needs. All right. Turn you off. Let's see what we got. Details. Again, service spare parts. It's not too bad. There's no way that Scout is making it here with the trailer. So, we want to accept, close, and then that down to reverse. I know my original plan was the Scout trailer for most of these road blockages, but we'll see if I end up getting enough for the Loadstar. Now, keep in mind that I did not put it off the table that I can grind the repeating quests, the repeating missions for money. That was part of the reason why I did put their payout to ×3. Was precisely so I can make money when I need it. It's just that I would prefer to make the bulk of my money from these types of more normal main mission jobs. Which most of that won't come until Michigan is nearly done for the higher payout ones. So, there's that. I should have went down there with the service spare parts. I had a feeling that's what that took. But I did not. As you can tell, I'm not much of a hard mode player, so to speak. But then again, in my opinion, if you're going to play hard mode, you do some research on what it is you're doing and which jobs take what. Alright, I'm at 17. That's a good sign. If I remember right, you're supposed to get some of the drilling equipment here. I don't remember what the exact piece was, though. So, I think it was a 4-slot piece? Or was it 5? I think something else might have been 5. Goes to show I remember, but I don't fully remember. And then in case anyone's curious, I've only made it part way through Alaska. I've never actually fully finished that. I've obtained all of the upgrades, and I don't remember if I got all the watchtowers or not. But that's about as far as I've made it for Alaska. But on that time, I was focusing more on going around stuff. So almost all of the road blockages were still blocked. Alright. I just remembered there's an upgrade way down there. Basically, you follow this down to the bottom that's on the edge of the water. This truck, yeah. Okay, looks like my USB issue has come back again. I am just going to finish up this one job. And then I'm going to basically hop off for the time being. Because I'm going to have to do some more troubleshooting beyond just a quick restart. So, anyway. I'm not sure exactly how well this is sounding, but that is my plan. Yay, that's done. So, long story short, USB issues, that's done. I have to go down this road here, which I'm going to do with a proper scout. And then, once I am back in, that's my plan. How many watchtowers? 3, that looks like there's 6. This might sound weird, but I'm probably going to do this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one, because I think there's a little crossing there. What's it over here? Somewhere around here there's a crossing you can take to get across the river. Well, lake at that point. Yeah. I don't remember where any of the upgrades are besides... Let's see if I can kind of show you. If I remember right, I think it's right around here or here. I think this spot is where that is. It could also be here. So, all right. I will let you guys go.